Welcome to Pain Points, everybody. My name's Jordan, and today we are talking about auction house problems and how to fix them. Today I'm here with Paul from Shipping Saint. Paul, how are you?
Doing well. The problem solver.
The problem solver. Well, hey, thanks so much for taking the time to talk with us. There's, there are so many things to talk about in the auction industry. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's huge. It's massive. And so I know a lot of auction houses face a ton of issues. And so I'm really looking forward to just sitting down and talking about it.
Yeah.
But before we get there, there's a lot of people that probably don't know too much about you. And to be honest, I don't know too much about you. So tell a little bit about yourself and what's your role at Shipping Saint?
I can tell you a little bit about Shipping Saint, how it all started. So I worked at a CPA firm down in Southern Illinois, kind of a small CPA firm, and we did a lot of governmental audits. And so that was, school districts, water districts, cities, nonprofits as well, like mental health facilities, those types of places. And so people in the school district started hearing about that and other people, and so I started doing a little bit of kind of helping out businesses, streamline their processes and all that. And so I had a friend of mine that had a pack and ship store that packed for an area auction house. And that auction house was going online. So he was just going online. He was actually a 70-something-year-old guy. But he wanted to go online to try to get out of our local small town market. And so he started trying, I think it was on Auction Zip at the time. He started, posting online. He started doing one auction a month of about 300 to 400 lots or kind of items. And it was very successful. A big percentage of those were going outside the area, more to the retail market versus some wholesaler local that would buy it and then sell it on eBay or sell it in some type of Facebook group or whatever. And so even at that time, the pack and ship store was having struggle keeping up on it. Mm-hmm. And the auctioneer called them over and said, hey, we're getting some complaints about the time it takes to do all this and everything else. He says, just so you know, it cost me the same amount to post online for 400 items as 1,200 items. So I want to do 1,200 items, and I want to do 2 auctions a month. Can you handle it? Of course, as a small town business owner, struggling in a small town of 3,000 or 4,000 people, of course, his answer was, oh yeah, we can handle that. And then he called me up and said, hey Paul, there's no way we can handle it. I'm working nights anyway. He literally has a picture of his son sleeping in a box over the weekend, trying to get caught up on the packing. And he didn't know if he was making money or not. He was probably losing money. He thought he was losing money. He said, well, Paul, is there anything you can do to help? And so I went in like an auditor I am. And I told the people that were working there, packing items, I said, hey, act like I'm not even there. And I would sit in the corner with my time clock, my computer, like an auditor, just making them nervous. Now, I was basically timing their entire process. How long did it take them to, find a box, to get a box, to wrap items, to pack items? How much bubble were they using? What box? What was the cost? So I had my massive spreadsheet, and I was basically calculating all that and discovered that they were losing money. And so I came up with this software. I thought, well, I have a developer working on another software program that I was thinking about. Let me come up with something. The computer can do a lot of this work. And so I came up with Shipping Saint, and even at that time, it saved them about half the time. And they had commercially available shipping software, but it wasn't designed for an online buyer. It wasn't designed to track their labor and their time. It wasn't designed to see if they're making money or not. It wasn't designed for that. It was designed for, here's the cost, that type of thing. Mm-hmm. So they were constantly moving from, PayPal request, trying to get them to pay. Mm-hmm. Once they paid, trying to find the box and try to put the label on the box and pull up a quote on that. Just very time consuming, a lot of mistakes, a lot of errors that took place. And with this, it went where they can have just one employee versus 2, and they could do more volume and make more money off of it. That's how it started.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.